Next up, we're going to be making these knotted studs. And for these posts, we will be tying an actual knot into the wire. We are going to be using the same wire as from the first video, the silver plated copper in 20 gauge. We'll be using our ruler again and the file. And the pliers, we are going to be using the wire cutters, the straighteners, and the flat nose pliers. First things first, we're going to straighten out that wire so that it is nice and smooth for creating our earring. This is the cool part. We're going to tie an actual overhand knot into the wire. Holding the spool side of the wire tightly in one hand, we're going to use the straightener to pull the knot tight. Obviously, the tighter the knot, the smaller it's going to be, so you can pull that wire as much or as little as you want, depending on what size you want your finished knot to be. I want this knot to be pretty small, so I'm actually going to take my pliers and give it a squeeze to tighten it down even more. Next, we are going to cut a short tail on the spool end of the knot. We're going to cut it off with the wire cutters, leaving about an 1/8 or a 1/16 inch amount of wire to create a small tail on the knot. Now that we have cut the tail, we are going to create the post. This is simply done by holding the knot in one hand and bending that wire 90 degrees to create the post. Next, we're going to take our ruler and cut the post down to a 1/2 inch with our wire cutters. With the flat nose pliers, we are going to squeeze that post so that everything is straight. And now we're going to take our file and file down both ends of the earring, the tail and the post. And don't forget to test the smoothness of the wire on your finger to make sure you've gotten all the rough edges. And here we have the finished earrings. And a bonus tip for when you are creating the post, depending on which way you bend the wire for the post, you can make the knots either match or be mirrored.